What's happening, everybody? Back again for another segment of Epic Surf News. As you may recall from one of my previous videos, I had won a Trackpad and a leash from Pro-Lite. As you can imagine, that forced my hand and I had to purchase a new surfboard. I ordered a 6'2" Nom Nom round nose surfboard with channels running through the bottom. I've been riding a 5'2" version of the same board lately, and I'm really digging the shape and the way this board rides. I don't know about you, but I always dig checking out the shapes being used by other surfers when I visit the lab.
You got love for me, girl, you know it's true. And I feel the same.
So this is the most important part of the video. I didn't follow any of Pro-Lite's instructions. You should know that up front. So you should not follow our example or you might ruin your new surfboard. So if I were you, I would contact the manufacturer for the best practices. It's time to use this Pro-Lite trackpad and leash, so I'm going to go ahead and take the packaging off this thing here. So it's the Wilco 3-piece signature trackpad, and hopefully this is going to help me out because I could really use Wilco's skills and ideas about surfing. And then here's the leash. Just have to get crazy and rip that bad boy open. A little Pro-Lite, gonna have to tag it up. Okay, so now to put this trackpad on my wide tail, this is not exactly a wide trackpad, so it is a 3-piece and I can bring it out a little bit, so it's going to do something of this sort, nothing too much. Not going to get too drastic on it, I'm going to keep it somewhat intact, maybe with just a little bit of spacing in between the sides and of course the back. So the last time I put trackpad on in one of my videos, I just slapped that thing on real quick and went at it. This time I'm going to take a little bit more of a technical approach, try to outline this a little bit. Okay, so I haven't peeled off the adhesive, but I have placed the trackpad on the board in a location that I think is going to work based on the fin setup and the size of the board.
You got love for me, girl, you know it's true. And you feel the same.
Okay, so here's the moment of the truth. Going to do these side panels here, and I did mark them on the corners. Hopefully I get this right. So here goes nothing. So Pro-Lite says you should wait about 6 hours to have this adhere correctly. Sometimes I've done less, a lot of times I do it overnight. Today there's some waves that might work out for this board, so I'm tempted to use it in just a couple hours. But I don't know. I don't know what the right stuff to tell you is, people. Uh-oh. A little off there. So much for lining it up. I do have a couple split seconds to try to correct this, but I think I'm going to leave it. If you can't compensate for that little bit of discrepancy, that's a whole nother problem. Okay, so I got the leash on there. Got a matching blue leash for the coloring on this surfboard. So the last thing I need to do, well, the last thing is going to probably be waxing it up, but at this stage, we need some fins on this bad boy. So I'm going to put the Johns on here, go with a thruster setup to start with, and I'm hoping just to find a little bit of control with the board. Something I can predict, and if it's a little slower, that probably won't hurt as well. I got enough foam on this thing to keep up with the wave, I'm sure. So we'll start off with these. I'll probably switch these up down the road or when I'm on the beach. And so let's first of all find the center fin. And you got to pull these screws out first. That'll usually help. That way you don't damage your fin box or fins in the process. So I usually unscrew these things quite a bit. Okay, we're going to tighten that up. Same thing goes here. You want it to be tight so you don't lose your fin, but you don't want to go too tight that you're causing damage again to the fin or the fin box. So I go, it'll start to snug up, and as soon as it kind of gets tight, I don't really put too much torque on it because that's probably enough to keep it there. I've never lost a fin, at least not due to having it on too loose. I've definitely lost a few riding some shore break. Okay, so we've got these fins in here, the John thruster setup. I'm going to have to try the quad setup at some point, I'm sure. But this board's looking pretty snazzy. So there's the front, top rather, of the tail, and the bottom of the tail. After I set up the board, I went for a surf session in front of one of the surfline.com cams. Check out some of the waves that happened on my surfboard during its maiden voyage.
You got love for me, girl, you know it's true. And I feel the same, say I never do. Oh, now scream for me, love, you can't refuse. You got love for me, you're the stone of you. You got love for me, girl, you know it's true. And you feel the same, never say you do.
Thanks again for joining this segment of Epic Surf News, and check back for more episodes.